Hi God, please block anybody trying to interfere with this reading. Do step in and deliver your messages to your children. Thank you very much. Yeah, I realized that all these decks were basically about my case with the US government and the secret societies that are assisting them. Well, PATA, the US government, and the secret societies that are assisting them in trying to ruin my reputation and ruin my life. So we might as well get all these messages out and finish with this so we can move on to dealing with the public again. We got model, doctor, footballer UK. Interesting. Model. So a model, I'm getting role model. To doctor the football UK. So the footballer UK, that would be me. Doctoring something would be to manipulate it, so they're manipulating me. And the model, the role models, those who are being very influential in your lives, that would be PATA, the US government, the secret societies. Okay? They're the ones that are controlling how you people see me. So UK style football is basically kicking things around. So the way how I move things around. I'm a mover and a shaker, like I said. Okay, so they've been doctoring how you see me and whatnot. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. The underlying issue is actress. See, they want you to believe that I'm fake. Let's see what's next. Comedian male. So they think it's a joke. Ruining my reputation. It's funny to them. Salesperson. They're selling you lies and you're buying them. See what's at the bottom of the deck. Scientist. You see, it's a science. They can make you see what they want you to see. Magic, high science. They're selling you lies about me and you're buying them. Could you imagine how many other activists they have done that to in the past? Isn't it funny how every time we have somebody who has decided I don't want to be part of this society, I want to basically start my own thing. Some of them were evil, yes, but some of them, they actually had good intentions, but because of the level of fight that the system bring to them, because the system don't want them to do what is right, because other people are going to dictate to them, and they're going to have more power than the system. The system wants to maintain power over the people. So anybody who is influential, who can help to guide public into a better way of thinking and a better way of being, you become an automatic threat. Hence why they see me as an automatic threat. So they need to stamp me out, cut me down, so that they maintain control over you people. Keep the system exactly how it is, as corrupt as it is. You see? Because I'm influencing people to change the whole system. Changing the system is not going to be good for the governments or the secret societies, all those who benefit from things being as corrupt as they are. Religion is corrupt, the medical system is corrupt, dentistry is corrupt. I, being an optician, that job, that industry is corrupt. Education, if I didn't say that already, that's corrupt. Fucking movies is corrupt. The music industry is corrupt. The police is corrupt. The judges, the lawyers, they all corrupt. You see what I'm saying? The child protective services that's corrupt. everything everything is corrupt. They poison our air, they poison our foods. If people like me get into your ear, I'm going to motivate you to want to do what is right. The soldiers are corrupt. Easy. So if somebody like me get into your head and into your ear, we're gonna encourage you to do things that are right. And that means you're not going to listen to the government and their corrupt uh, ideologies anymore. You're certainly not going to be following them or giving them energy. Okay? And you're going to change the world. It's as simple as that to change the world. It's not hard. It just takes us not subscribing to what is corrupt, but subscribing to what is not corrupt. Just like that. You change the world. But when we keep on subscribing to these corrupt practices, we keep the world just as it is. Hell on earth. Simple. You got issues, you go to a psychologist, the psychologists are corrupt. There's no escape. Only the truth shall set us free. And that's why they want to get rid of me, because I speak the truth. That's why they want to discredit me, because I speak the truth. And the truth is going to ruin everything that is a lie. When the truth gets, the lies fade. The lies become powerless. This is a battle for your mind, basically. Got domestic. Domestic talks about home. Where's your home? This is your first home. Your body. You live here. Because you could be out on the street. Wherever your spirit is, your body, that's where you live. This is our home. So let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Naturopathy, is it? Naturopath. Natural. It doesn't matter what island you're in. It doesn't matter what condition you're in. This is your home. Your spirit lives in you. So you have to make sure that you are okay. It's hard to make you okay when everything around you is designed to corrupt you. They made corruption so prevalent that it has become a lot of people's natural approach to dealing with life. It's not okay. Nature disapproves. And that's why everything's falling apart. Because nature rules, not the system. Nature is the sovereign power. Ooh. We keeping that too? Okay. All right, we got a lot of cards here. Okay, so let's see. We got the footballer, UK. Is the janitor or the cleaner? Exactly. That's what I'm here to do. Bartender. And this card comes out to me as law. I passed the bar. I'm a bartender. Okay. Loctician. It's locked in. Law is locked in. I'm cleaning up using the law. I'm locked in. We got chef. So, again, princess. That would be me. So it's basically risen my stature. What's this? Male person. Right, that's why God uses me to bring messages. Okay. It has raised my stature because I respect natural law. I respect the laws of nature. And because I chose to respect the laws of nature, it has elevated me. Because what's a chef? A chef is somebody who cooks. What has God been cooking? God's been cooking a princess. So they want to doctor me to look like I'm a liar, and God is cooking me to make me look like the princess that I am. Male person, oracle, prophet, messenger. Okay. The princess is the male person. God has been training me to do this. Salesperson, natural path, nature, get back to the basics, foundation. Pastor, you see that? Positive energy. A pastor is meant to be someone who helped to lead you to God, help to lead you to your highest self. Yes, they are corrupt. A lot of them are corrupt, but that's not what a pastor is supposed to be. There are false pastors and there are real ones. Head teacher. Pastors are meant to help you get your head in the right place. Nurse, healing. Here we have comedian male, dancer. So somebody finds it funny to make people dance. It's like a puppeteer. Okay, they find it funny how they've been making y'all dance. Let's read on, let's see. Runner. So comedian male, dancer, and runner. They make you run from yourself. They make you run from the truth. They make you run from each other. They make you run from actually standing up for what is right. They make you run from everything that would actually empower you. They do that through fear. They do that through intimidation. They do that through suffering you. They do that through lies. Okay? They think it's funny how they make us dance and run. We dance to whatever they want us to dance to. And we got security guard and politician. You see? So God is using me to be a security guard over the politicians and man like Pata and people who are the actual movers and shakers of the world who find it funny to make us dance to their hellish tunes. They think it's funny to make us dance to the hell that they've created and call it life. This is not life. This is their version of life. God's version of life is very different. A lot of us were born into these systems and we accept them just as they are, thinking that that's life. No, that's not life. That's what the movers and the shakers have made life to be. There was a time when the education system actually worked better for the people. You could go to school, and if you're not academically strong, at least you get to work with your hands. They had mechanics for the boys, they had woodwork. So you actually come out of school with skills, not just information. They had home economics for the girls where they taught them how to cook, how to sew. Okay. They had design technology. I went to a school, my high school, they had child development. So you actually left high school with skills that you can actually use in real life instead of filling up your mind with a bunch of words and numbers. You actually had skills. So like this is not life. This is what they have made it to be. There was a time when the industry was more healing than it is today. There was a time when more people used to use herbs, bush, knowing what bushes to use to heal yourself, what natural things to use to heal yourself, water therapy, light therapy, sound therapy, uh, bush, roots, flowers, seeds, ear therapy, massage therapy, all these natural nutrition, all these natural modes of healing were common practice at one point, at some point. Eventually, over time, they changed it to tablets. Made out of what? We don't know. Tablets that heal this and destroy that at the same time. That's what life has become. That's not life. Life is what we have allowed it to become. I was showing y'all in the Bible, I think it was Genesis 11:11, where it was talking about Shem, Noah's son, Shem. Shem had his first child at 500 and about 30 years old. How do you think they were living to be able to live for that long? This is in the Bible. Genesis 11:11. Shem had his second child at 903 years old. 903 years old. Shem had his second child. And here we are today, dying at 100, dying at 80, dying at 70, and thinking that's normal, that's life. Is it? What do you think Shem looked like having his first child at 530 years old? Do you think Shem looked like our 100-year-olds today, our average 100-year-old men and women today? I highly doubt that. We're not living right. They created the system to make us live like this. How are we talking about Ptah, an Egyptian god from how much thousand years ago in Egypt, still active today? What do you think Ptah looks like today? Why do I keep calling Ptah's name? Ptah is still alive. How is Ptah doing that? You think Ptah is doing the stupid shit that they're doing in Hollywood, talking about drinking blood and all that stupid shit? Ptah is still alive today. So is Osiris. So is a still alive. How? Still alive and affecting our society in this day. This is why they don't want you to listen to me, because I talk things like that. I help us to wake up to who we truly are and what creation truly is. The little bit that I know of, anyway. They've taught people to brush off people like me as crazy. And that's why they keep you people bound, because if you don't know the truth, you cannot make proper decisions about your life. You're not building on a sturdy foundation. We live wrong. We live very wrong. They have taught us to prioritize going to work, going to school, watching celebrity gossip, buying expensive clothes and makeup and hair and nails, and they don't encourage us to look at us and take care of us. They don't encourage us to look at creation and understand creation. They don't encourage us to acknowledge the spirit realm and try to learn and understand the spirit realm. Because by you not doing these things, they maintain control because they know of these things. And they use their knowledge against everybody to rule over everybody. Knowledge is power. What I do is I level the playing field. They're mad at me for sharing these secrets. But the people have a right to know because we see what they do when they have the secrets. They use it against us to keep us subdued. So it's only fair that people know that magic exists. It's only fair that people know that telepathy exists. So the next time you're quote unquote hearing voices, you are hearing voices. The question is, who is fucking with you? Who is talking to you? It could be God or it could be some kind of magician. What are they saying to you? You're not crazy. Is it a friend or a foe that's talking to you when you're hearing voices? Y'all need to slow down and pay attention to life. Stop allowing these people who run society to teach you how to live life. They do not have our best interests at heart. They see us as nobodies. They see us as peasants. They see us as their property. They see us as their lessers. They see us as their toys. The truths that they don't want me to tell you. That's why they treat us the way that they do. They don't care about us. The cost of living keep rising and nobody's paycheck is ever rising. They don't do anything to make life more pleasant or pleasurable or easier for us. Every time they make it harder, 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 harder. They get to the point where they're saying that they're telling our little boys it's okay if you feel like you're a girl, and they're telling our girls it's okay if you feel like a boy. They're confusing our children psychologically. And then they force the parents to conform to that. Does that seem like somebody who has your best interest at heart? Is a girl child actually a boy just because she likes trucks? Is a boy child actually a girl inside because he can knit well? That don't make no sense. These are skills. So what if a girl's a better driver than you? That don't make her a man. She's a girl. She has a pom pom and breasts and a womb. She's a girl. So what if the boy can knit a whole handbag or a whole dress? What if the boy can do hairdressing better than you, he's still a boy. He's a boy with great skills in those fields. There's no confusion. So what if the boy liked pink? He liked pink because he liked pink. Maybe it's a healing color for him. Maybe something happened in his life to make him gravitate toward the color pink. It doesn't mean that he feel like he's a girl inside. It doesn't mean that he was born into the wrong body. What the fuck are y'all doing with your children? And y'all allowing these governments to just push this thing on you, and y'all are trying to justify it. Talking about people are born with gay genes. People are gay because they want to be that way. Nobody's born with gay genes. It's a choice. Just because you're a man and you're a gentle man, it doesn't mean that you're a female inside. You're just a man who is calm. You're unlike most men. You like to be calm because it makes you feel better to be calm. It makes you feel good to be nice to people. Look at me, I'm a female inside. I know I'm a female and I love being a female, but I'm very powerful. And I'm very comfortable in that energy. And I wouldn't change my gender because I like being a girl. I don't like having my period and all that, but at the same time, I am a fucking female and that's just it. We need to slow down and pay attention. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck with all this. A bus driver. So what's a bus? A bus is basically a transportation device where you have a driver and you can carry several passengers. So it's not like a train where the other carriages follow. So it's not the train driver card where the other carriages follow. It's not about follow. With a bus, you're inside there. They got you inside this device and they're taking you where they want to take you. Whoever's driving is the one that's going to take you wherever they want to take you. That's just like the comedian, male, dancer, and runner card. They can make you dance if they want you dance. They can make you run if they want you run. They can make you get angry if they want you get angry. They can make you frightened if they want to make you frightened. They can make you confused if they want to make you confused. With all those examples that I just mentioned, that's what's happening. You're in their bus and they're just taking you wherever the fuck they want to take you. And y'all will find ways to justify the nonsense that they're saying. It's like people going to colleges and saying there are only two genders, male and female. Actually, I think there's because there are people who are born with both the penis and the vagina. So I would say that there are three. But then they would have people trying to say that men can have babies and men can have their periods, and just because you take on the persona of male, it doesn't make you a male. If you're having periods, because you have the female reproductive system in your body that facilitates having menstruation. You're a female. Just because you took some hormones and grew a beard and whatnot, it doesn't matter. You still have a vagina. Even if it's a penis, even if you chop out your penis or elongate whatever or do whatever surgery, you're still a female. Your DNA is still female. They've been telling us about this XY and this XX chromosomes, they call them. It tells you when it's a boy and it tells you when it's a girl. And y'all are still here trying to justify the nonsense that these people are telling you. Boys don't get period cramps. Beings who are born male do not get period cramps. They do not have periods. They don't menstruate. They cannot have babies. They're not built for that. Girls can. A female body can. These are the type of things that I'm talking about. Why are you people conforming to this nonsense? They're making you dance and sitting back and laughing. Comedian, male. They think it's funny until they run into somebody like me who is not afraid to speak up on these things and who is not going to be confused about not conforming to these things. And all of a sudden I become a threat. So all of you who have been conforming to these things and you know that they're wrong, what does that make you? I'm talking to we the people now who have been conforming to these things. What does that make you? What has that taught you about yourself? I hope you learned something about yourself. Let's look some more at this underlying issue. So we got the bus driver. You're in their bus and they're taking you to hell. They're taking you to Confusedville. They're taking you to hell. They're taking you everywhere that you're not supposed to go. So God sent me here to be a security guard to these politicians and these corrupt people and what they're trying to do to us, to pull you back. I'm here to clean this shit up. Pull you back to your senses. So we got bus driver, scientist, psychologist. See that? Messing with our minds. That's what they've been doing. They've been using their knowledge of science, their psychological expertise. Could you imagine what Ptah knows, having been alive since back in Egyptian times and possibly even beyond that? But it's funny to me how Ptah is so intelligent and has been alive for thousands, at least thousands of years, and yet still he does not have a grasp on his emotions and his own personal sensibilities. Because if Ptah was really as intelligent as he's supposed to be, having been alive so long, he would know that it's futile to try and contain me. How come he doesn't know that? Talk about an elder who's just getting old and not really learning anything. Let's read on. So yeah, so this you're in their bus and they're taking you wherever they want to take you, and they're using their knowledge of science and psychology. Whew, and we got imam. So they're using religion too. Science, psychology, and religion to farm you. Farmer. So we got the emperor coming in now. Let's see what this is saying. Emperor, cab driver. So this is also a vehicle of transportation, but it is smaller. So the emperor, I'm in the cab. That's why there's so few people like myself who speak like myself, who are willing to stand up and speak the truth like myself, in spite of whatever attacks they send towards us for speaking the truth. Because speaking the truth, it ruins the empire. So now we got the emperor coming in as the cab driver. It's a smaller vehicle, so there's less people in a cab. A bus can hold a lot more people. So the bus driver is carrying a whole bunch of people and the cab driver is carrying just a few. Many are called, few are chosen. Let's read on. Let's see what the emperor, what's going on with the emperor. So the emperor, cab driver, emperor being the emperor Haile Selassie. The emperor is the highest in ranking of royalty. An emperor is the head of an empire. A whole empire. An emperor outranks a king. An empress. That's why Queen Elizabeth bowed to Emperor Haile Selassie. And people don't understand how. The emperor outranks the queen and the kings. So we got emperor, cab driver of the shop attendant. That would be me. I was put here to watch house, keep house, security guard of the politicians. A security guard is someone who watches over. It's like who police the police? Who gives the rules to the rule makers? That's why I keep telling y'all I outrank these people. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be arrogant either. They're not doing their job right, so God puts somebody over them. I am one of them. Whether you like it or not, I come bearing the truth. And the truth put everybody in their place. That's why they want to kill me. To keep the truth quiet. So you don't know any better. You, the people. They hide the truth from you so they can keep on making you dance like the puppets that they see you as. So the emperor is basically carrying the shop attendant. God is carrying me because I came up as the salesperson. The male person, the salesperson. I'm here to bring you messages. I'm here to sell you truth. So the emperor is carrying the shop attendant, the counselor. That's why my videos, my tarot videos, my oracle videos is the type of content that they are. Even if I try to change it, I can't change it. They're always serious. They're always life-changing. I don't be doing that shit on purpose. I want to do some fun readings. But God is like, no, it's not the time. And the reason why God make my case come up is because I'm the healer, God need to make sure that I'm okay so I can make everybody else okay with the messages that I am designated to bring to the nations. Because if I'm not okay, I won't be functioning properly at work. And so I have to give myself permission to heal. So if I spend the day just crocheting and being creative, it's healing to me. It revives me. So anyway, the emperor is carrying the shop attendant, counselor, judge. Position that God is putting me in. Because I can see the system. I can see what they're doing. And I'm not afraid. Judge and childminder. So I'm here to watch over the nations. You are God's children. We are God's children. God give me the message and I deliver it to you. So God is carrying me. I am the shop attendant, the counselor, the judge, the childminder. And we got comedian female coming in. Let's see where this is going, shall we? Estate agent. So this is giving me the energy of the earth is the devil's playground, because they came out as the comedian male already. Now here's the feminine energy. They feel like the earth is their playground. Like they always say, the earth is the devil's playground. Not anymore. But let's read on. So comedian female, estate agent. Estate is property. Okay. Whoa, excuse me. We got dressmaker or tailor. So that's them designing what they feel is their property. Then we got a CEO coming in. So this is a chief executive officer. This is somebody in authority. The prophet or prophetess. So you see how God just put me over them again? So they feel like the earth is theirs, so they're making it how they want to. They're the movers and shakers, they think. They feel that they are the rule makers. And God just reiterated what I said. Actually, the CEO is the prophet or prophetess, the agents of the Most High God, the 144,000. So they feel like the earth is theirs. And God just said, nah, the CEO is the prophets and the prophetesses. Let's read on. And that is beautiful, beautician, because it's the right way. We bring relief to the people, even those who don't deserve it. We got banker and we got football US. What's that saying? So banker. And then we got the empress following that. The shopkeeper. So the money is ours. The estate is ours. Because the empress energy is the shopkeeper. I'm the shop attendant. And God, the female God, is the shopkeeper. She owned the shop. And she's saying, we appointed the prophets and the prophetesses over the estate and everything in it. The earth is the Lord's, emperor and the empress. Emperor Haile Selassie and Empress Menen. Queen Elizabeth bowed to these. They outrank she. And if Emperor Haile Selassie was to stand before King Charles, he would have to bow to them as well. The Empress and the Emperor bow to no one. And I have been appointed CEO by them. Me and all the prophets and all the other prophetesses. And God see that as beautiful. So the banker and the footballer energy. So banker is all to do with money, wealth, okay? We handle that. We own that. We who have been appointed. We who are not the comedians. We didn't come here for joke. Not about this. Maybe about some other things, but not fucking about this. You're in my seat. You will be removed. And I will ascend to my station. I will be a mover and a shaker of society as appointed by the emperor and the empress of creation. The earth is not the devil's playground anymore. The meek shall inherit the earth. It is ours now. What you're witnessing is the transference of power and authority in the earth. That's why they fight against me so hard. I'm here to take my rightful place because God has found me worthy. Because I seek and speak truth. I give people life, understanding, comfort. I make them know it's okay to make mistakes. We are all learning. Don't be so hard on yourself. It don't matter what your past look like. God is very forgiving. We need to learn to forgive ourselves so that we can become the new version of ourselves, the enlightened versions of ourselves. Who you were at 2 is not who you were at 10 years old. Who you were at 10 is not who you were at 15 years old. Who you were at 15 years old is not who you were at 20 years old. Who you were at 20 years old is not who you were at 30 years old. Who you were at 30 years old is not 40 years old. And so on and so on and so on. Allow yourself the grace and the space to change. Learn, mature. It's a natural process. It's natural. You're going to make mistakes because there's so many lies surrounding what creation is. Of course, we're going to make mistakes because they sell the lies and they make them sound like they make sense. You have to actually dissect what you are learning to see exactly how nonsensical it is. Forgive yourself for falling for their tricks. It's a lot of them. So they make it look believable because everybody's doing it. It's the norm. So it's okay. That's how they train us to think. Then we're all racking up bad karma following their horrible teachings. And they're just sitting back and laughing at all of us. We're confusing our elders, we're confusing ourselves, we're confusing our children. Could you imagine what society will look like in, say, 15, 20 years if we don't correct the course that we are currently on? The lack of effort by human beings is going to be at an all-time high. They've replaced our thinking with AI. The story writers don't even write anymore. They just ask AI to do it. So they don't exercise their faculties. They don't practice their skills. Everybody want to be a model and everybody want to be an Instagram model, or everybody want to be an OnlyFans prostitute or whatever. All the men want to be drug sellers. They want to be rappers. Who is going to be the future dentists in 20 years? Who is going to be the future lawyers in 20 years when nobody's taking life seriously? Who is going to be the future teachers in 20 years? Because it's the children who are young now that who are going to take over society. These little ones that are running around with their snotty noses, experiencing their first heartbreaks, being treated as if they're just made out of sponge. Like they're not supposed to hear a harsh word from anybody. They're not supposed to take on any problems by themselves. They're not supposed to learn how to talk to people face to face. They spend all their time on their gadgets. These are the people that are going to be taking over everything. These are going to be the shopkeepers and the shop attendants. These are going to be the train drivers and the bus drivers and whatnot. That's when they're going to start to actually try to take life serious. We're not in a good state. As a society, we need to train our children from young. Look at them and see what it is that they like. What are they gravitating toward? And nurture that. That's where they're going to excel in the future. Stop trying to force your children into what you want them to be. They won't be happy. They will not be happy. We come here with our own programming. Some of them have more than one gift. Pay attention to your child. Let your child show you where they're headed. They will show you. Nurture who your child is. They will love you more for it. And when they grow up and they become experts at this, because imagine if you're nurturing what your child's gift is at 3 or 2, by the time they're teenagers, they're probably ready for their own business. They're probably ready to take whatever there is to the world and actually make money, maybe even before that. If the schools don't put skills in it, like how they removed home economics and all that, if you're in a village, you can take it upon yourself and run a little after school program or something. Show the children your skills. If the government won't create the type of society that we need for our future, you create it yourself. Even if you have 2, 3, 4 children that come around you and you show them what you do, if they like it, they'll stay. If they don't like it, don't force them to stay. They were not built for that. And take money. Don't do it for free, because you need to survive too. It doesn't have to be expensive, but follow your vibe, or let God show you how much to charge for whatever it is. Let us create the kind of society that we know we're going to need later on. Don't just look at now and later on get caught off guard. That's unwise. We need skillful people, and they need to start from their very young. Don't allow your children to get so sucked into the gadgets and stuff like that and playing, that when it's time to get them to sit down and actually focus on something, is foreign to them, because they will misbehave, because they prefer to play. They prefer the phone and the tablets. Teach your child some real skills that they like, that they gravitate to, that they have shown a natural tendency towards. That is their gift. from the heavens. That's what's going to make them a superstar. And they're going to thank you when they're older and they're a success. They're going to remember how you supported them. And that's going to increase your bond with your child or your children. Don't let them grow up the way that we grew up. A lot of us are doing jobs and whatnot that we don't even like because our parents want a child that they can be proud of. Everybody's not born to be a lawyer or a doctor or in finances. Some people were born to have their own cleaning company. Let them learn how to clean. You might be surprised. They love it. Those who are born to do something, they actually enjoy doing that thing. Children enjoy everything at that age. Okay? But test them out. Let them explore life. Give them some things that they actually have to focus on. Don't just allow them to play. We're creating our tomorrow today. 20 years ago, we were creating today. 20 years ago, we were creating the professionals of today. We need to pay attention. So yeah, the Empress is the shopkeeper. Let's see what else. We got rapper, so that's talking, conversation, and train driver. So there is people following. You see? So it's like I'm seeing like a ripple. You drop the stone in the water and it ripples. So the Empress tells me what to tell you, and then you tell each other. And we create the kind of society that we deserve, not what the government don't want us to have, because they don't want us to have any good things. They don't care about us. They want to exalt themselves over us. That's what makes them feel good. So anyway, so yeah, so we talk, and the train driver, there's the first train, and then there are other trains behind that's following, that's being pulled along. But I saw a ripple. So when I speak, that's me dropping the stone in the water, and then the train energy is everybody else taking what I'm saying seriously, because you see the sense. If you don't see the sense, then by all means ignore what I'm saying. But if you see the sense in what I'm saying, then it's a message for you. Share it with somebody that will benefit from what I'm saying, because we need to take responsibility for what our tomorrow, our next year, our next decade, our next 2 decades look like. So train driver, see, producer, what we're producing. So we talk about what we're, who need to know so that we can produce. We can produce all the engineers, the different fields. We have an actor, service engineer. So here are the fakes now. So imagine we just had one engineer card. Now we have another engineer card, but they come out after the actor card. So there's, watch out for the pretenders. Watch out for the pretenders. Of the secret society. Because you could imagine, if we're trying to make society a better place, they're not just going to allow us to do that. The more successful you are, is the more they're going to be watching you. Like they watch me and try to stop me. Our job is to not be stopped. We keep going with God's protection. So you need to draw closer to your God, whatever religion you are. Draw closer to your God. It works. It's not about choosing one denomination over another. That's why I never agreed with the Christians trying to convince people that if you're not singing Jesus's name, then you're going to burn in hell. That's a lie. What does that say about all the Allah servers? What does that say about those who believe in Buddha? What does that say about those who believe in Rastafari? I know there's power in what I'm dealing with clearly because Rastafari has been carrying me through. I have not been calling on the name of Jesus. So that's a lie. So don't let anybody pull you off of your own spiritual path. Serve your God. Whatever God resonates with you, you resonate with it. Don't let anybody make you feel like yours is less than theirs. There's only one God at the end of the day, but God chooses to introduce itself to us through all these different personas. Why? That's another question and another video in itself. Why do you have so many religions? Why does God show up in so many different personas? But there's only one creator. Don't let nobody try to dictate your spiritual foundation, okay? Not even your parents. So yeah, we got these secret society people that are going to come in and try to pretend to do what we are actually doing so that they can bring their corruption as usual. Let's see. And look who shows up next, the civil servant, the same politicians. So once they see us start taking power over our future, then they're gonna want to get involved. But they're not serious. And if we don't allow them to get involved, they'll send in an agent. So you need to be mindful of who you have around you, even the children. That's why you have to stay close to your God, so God can show you who the saboteur is. And do not doubt what your God show you. Confirm that it is your God showing you that, and don't you doubt it. We're not here to play. Our happiness and our peace of mind is not something for us to play about. Our future and to feel proud of ourselves and content within ourselves that we did our best. It's not something to play about. These people, they think it's funny because they don't have no goals. They don't have no aims. They got money and they think that's all they need. So they can buy their expensive clothes and yachts and trucks and whatever to show off to other people. That's their highest achievement in life. We care about ourselves, and we have family that we care about. We care about our communities. We care about teaching the youth the truth to help them to create a better future for themselves. It is our responsibility as parents and guardians to do so. The government is not going to do it for us. They take away our children and call it school for how much hours per day, and our children come out not really knowing anything about life. They don't even know how to resolve conflicts between them and other people. Basic things that we should know. And what are they doing with our children in school anyway? Because when Malika was going to school, I realized that her books never used to come home. When we used to go to school, we used to bring home our books so our parents can see what we're doing in school. But now the books stay in school. I don't even get to see what kind of lessons you're actually learning in school. What's that about? And then I heard about the girl children and the boy children all changed together in the same room for gym. I heard a report like that too. I hope to God that's not true. Because in a day like this, where it's so easy to find porn, all these parents, these wayward parents would do all type of shit in front of their children, and then the two genders are getting naked in front of each other and changing their clothes. What the fuck is? I hope that's not true. We have a lot of things to sort out about our society. So the civil servants see themselves as princes. They see themselves as artists. Create fuckery. Let's see, we got secretary. So they see themselves as artists. Then we got secretary. What's a secretary? A secretary is basically a personal assistant to somebody in charge. Interesting. They see themselves as secretary and then hairdresser. So this is the head here messing with the mind. That's what they're the kind of artists that serve the person who is at the head of them, and it's all about messing with our minds. They are the handyman, handy women. Okay. Oh, and who are they here to work? Because if they work on people like me, then you guys will never get the messages. So that's why they work so hard on those at the top. It's like, where's the source? Where they getting this information from? Where they getting this influence from? Yeah, they're here to work on us. The activists who we style the mind, we style the community. Secret society, female boxer. So we fighting back. We style people to fight back. And make great homes, homemakers. Shit. We know what we're here for. Orderly. The fuck? We're here to bring order to our environments because we are princes and princesses. Haha. Politicians and secret society people and Patan them, y'all thought that you were the only royal children around. We are royalty too. Yeah. I'm hearing continue. So yeah, we're here to make things orderly. We're the delegates. God delegated us to make things orderly. Yeah. The domestics. See? It's about being homely. God delegated the domestic. So we confirm that this domestic can't talk about home, and this is our first home. All homeless men, okay? Those of us who were lost, those of us who would be lost without this information, without these truths, these ugly truths about society becoming known. Yeah. So yeah, we are here to barber, cut anything out. So when the homeless man is talking about humans, okay, cut everything that don't belong, because we're here to be peacemakers. We're here to bring order. God has delegated us, so we can delegate you. And it'd be nice if you can form your own personal relationship with God. Then I wouldn't need to bring you this information. Okay, because God could talk to you directly. You're gonna need to formulate that relationship with you and your God so that you can get your messages. Okay, look, homeless man, homeless woman energy. We're babies. So our receptive energy is in the baby energy. We're in the beginning stages. Factory worker. We're building this. We are the new world order. We got secret agent. That's us. Architect. We are building it. We are the new world order. And we are all vice presidents. We come under our God. All right. Are we good here now? Yes. So acknowledge your authority. If God put it in your heart, it's because God wants you to do whatever. If you're here listening to me right now and you understand what I'm saying, is because you're being called to service. Okay? You are a CEO. Okay? You are God's vice president. Okay? We are second chair. We're all second chair to our divine creator. Okay? Represent for your God like me. All the people in the house say, whoop, whoop. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, we got one more deck to go, and then that would be me. My own personal case with these evil people done for now. So, until next time, my lovelies, take care of yourselves and each other. But you have to be perfect. Just do better. Because perfection is boring. Until next time, guys. Bye bye.